What's going on, people? It's your boy Yu-Gi-Oh. We are back with another deck profile. This time I got something new for y'all. I got my third place Maliss deck profile. We're starting a new adventure right now, so I'm gonna bring y'all along with me. But now I'm playing the Maliss deck, and I will be playing this moving forward. But make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna give y'all my theories and why I play certain things. But let's get into the deck profile. So for this deck profile, I'm playing two Kashtira Unicorn, one Kashtira Ephemeral, one Terraforming, one Pressure Planet, one Kashtira Birth. So I'm playing the Kashtira package inside the Maliss. The Sky Striker build is pretty okay, I think. But as far as the grind game, I don't think it's that good in the grind game, because after you resolve your engage and you get your draws or whatever, the Sky Striker engine doesn't really do much for you, like for follow-up or whatever. But the Kashtira engine, once you get your Pressure Planet, search, use Unicorn to search, get Birth. Birth is a good interruption card, and also for follow-up. Plus the Kashtira cards has a very good grind game. Not only do you bring back the bodies and have big bodies to attack with, you also punish your opponent for interacting with you, and also just playing cards. I mean, just being able to interact with the extra deck should not be allowed in the game. So I mean, that's one thing that the Kashtira engine has over the Sky Striker build. I mean, the Sky Striker build is just there to get bodies and extra draw ones and a couple outs, but the Unicorn and the Ephemeral are just there unless you could just out them from the game or whatever. So just being able to have a Unicorn on the field and being able to bring it back with the Birth, or just being able to use Birth every turn to just banish 3 cards from the graveyard face down is very oppressive. And I mean, I don't see why not you wouldn't play this, and you also get extra bodies just for free. So I don't see why you would not play this over the Sky Striker engine, just over the long grind game and just being able to have a body and being able to punish your opponent every turn for just playing, and also free bodies every turn over the Sky Striker engine. I don't see why you wouldn't play it. So that's the Kashtira build. So I played 3 Maliss Underground, 3 Dormouse, 3 White Rabbit, 2 Chessy Cat. I may move it back up to 3, but it's not really that necessary. The Chessy Cat is pretty good. I mean, besides 1, I think you definitely need 2 or 3, but I only play 2. I mean, the draw 2 is not that necessarily needed, but if you are in a situation where you just need to get out of a a certain situation where you just bring it back and then use the effect to send a field spell when you have an extra one in the hand, it's very free, and then you can still just send the bodies off and banish it, come right back or whatever. So I mean, 2 is pretty good, and you always need that extra name in the grave. I mean, not in the grave, in the deck. So me playing 2 is very resourceful, and I think it's really good moving forward. I don't advise playing 1, because 1, I mean, once you use your 1 and it's in the grave or banished or whatever, it's like you don't really have another name in the deck to banish besides the White Rabbit and the Dormouse, and you just want to be able to use all 3 names in one turn. So I only play 2. Traps: 1 GW6, 1 TB11, 1 MTP07. These traps are very good. Just being able to set them and use them the same turn is very broken, and being able to dodge effects are very good. And I think these are, they help the deck just come full circle. And the GW6 is very broken. You can play around nib. You also could just banish the monster once they try and nib you and summon it back right after on resolution, and then in all reality you just get a free token. Or even if you do get nibbed on the follow-up, as long as you have White Binder and Grave, you just do your full play and just keep continuing there from there. So GW6, TB11, MTP07. MTP07 is very broken. Just being able to banish something and add is super crazy. And also, if you have the link monster up, a link monster up on the field on resolution, you just banish. It's pretty good. So I love this deck a lot. It's very crazy, and it can play around a lot of things. I played 3 More Charming Fualos. One of the most broken cards in the game right now. A lot of people, well, I'm not gonna say a lot, but most people aren't really main decking it. But I'm main decking it at 3. If you draw this, if you lose Zyro and you go second, and you just open this card, you are 10 steps ahead. And especially with the Fiendsmith being prevalent in the meta right now, if you just open this card going second, you are 10 steps ahead of your opponent, and you need those resources to just outgrind your opponent. So either this or the Almighty Shifter card. If you open one of these 2 cards, you are definitely, putting in that work. Your opponent will most likely have to play awkward. I'm not going to say a full turn skip, but they won't make a full board or, you know, their maximum board that they most likely want to. So opening either one of these two cards going second is pretty good, or either going first. You know, if you draw shifter going first and you start your plays and you're on a follow-up, your opponent just can't really make a, you know, optimal board to break yours. I mean, you're ahead of the game. Also, I played 3 Ash Blossom Joy Spring. I mean, the most generic hand trap in the game. In the simplified game state, this is pretty good. I mean, you don't really have to use it, you know, right away. I mean, if you draw shifter or follows, I mean, you're just ahead of the game and you can save this for the follow-up. The Maliss cards, like once you use like the banish effects and everything like that, once you make your turn 1 board, like you could just play through so many things. Like you could stop your opponent from doing so many things that the Ash is just like the cherry on top. So you don't really need the Ash Blossom in the main deck, but it is what it is. Also, I play more gas and more defensive cards for the Fiendsmith package in the game right now. The Bestials of 1 Magnamut, 2 Bestial Drill Swarm. So basically, this engine right here is offensive and defensive. You can extend through combos if you need to or whatever. And also on the defensive, if you're playing against like the prevalent Fiendsmith cards in the meta right now, you can just basically stop your opponent from doing certain things and just have them play very awkward. And you get free bodies. Like I said, with the Kashtira, you get free bodies. So unlike the Sky Striker cards, with these cards, like you're able to extend and you're able to play defensively, which is very good. So I mean, just being able to have both is very good. I mean, why not? Then I play 1 Code of Soul and 1 Dot Skipper. A lot of people don't play the Code of Soul, but the Code of Soul is like a free extender. I mean, if you're going second, 9 times out of 10 I sided out going second, but going first you might need that extra extender depending on what kind of interruption your opponent has, and it definitely gets you there. And also the graveyard effect to like quick effect link summon is very crazy. So your opponent, you know, 9 times out of 10 won't see it coming, but it's a really good extender. So, you know, I would prefer to have that in my deck. And then I have the God card right here. 3 Book of Eclipse. This card right here, in my opinion, is better than D-Barrier. A lot of people might think I'm crazy, but this card right here, D-Barrier, a lot of people play cross out for the D-Barrier. But this right here against Rizio, against Fiendsmith, once they have 2 bodies on board, or if they have the Leary, you just flip this, and it's almost even better than D-Barrier. It puts it face down. They can't link off with it. They can't do anything extra with it. They won't be able to XC summon. They won't be able to do, you know, all the other crazy stuff, XC or link summon. So this card right here just stops your opponent plays. Also against Maliss, you know, if they have 2 or 3 bodies, you just activate this, flip all 3 down, and it's like, you know, you're skipping that turn. It's better than D-Barrier because a lot of people play D-Barrier with cross out. And in the meta right now, you know, a lot of people just want to cross out that D-Barrier. But if you have the Book of Eclipse, unless they had that Ash Blossom, it might be GG for them. Once they flip those names face down, I mean, the draws are okay, but on the follow-up, I mean, if you're just going to play through their board, like if this one card could just stop their whole turn, I mean, it is what it is. And if you follow it up with a D-Barrier, I mean, you Gucci. It is what it is. It's like 2 turn skips. So you can skip their turn with this one card. And then if you do have a D-Barrier on the follow-up, you know, or if they have the cross out, it is what it is. You'll be so far ahead, it doesn't really matter. So the Book of Eclipse is the God card for me. Once you flip those bodies face down, they can't really do much with them. And then I also play 2 Triple Tactics talents. 2 is pretty good for me. I mean, I don't think I need 3. If you draw this card in your hand and your opponent just interacts, I mean, Ghost Bell is in the format, Nib is in the format. I mean, Nib, if you get Nib, it doesn't really matter. As long as you have GW6, you link that Nib token off into a Link Spider, and then go into a Link Spider, and then if you have like an extra extender or whatever, just bring that body back and then go into a Firewall. And then on the follow-up, you just bring your White Binder up under the Firewall, and then you just full combo from there on your opponent's turn. So it doesn't even really matter, like, you know. So as long as you could just interact with your opponent, look at your opponent's hand, draw 2, like, it doesn't even matter. Like, this card, if Nib is in, like, if they Nib you and you could just resolve this card, you are 10 steps ahead of the game. As long as you have GW6, GWC, you're good. And then we have the 1 gold Sark for the extender. It is what it is. I mean, this card right here is basically just a lot of gas. And then we played 3 Infinite Impermanents to end the main deck. Imperm is Imperm. I mean, it basically stops plays going first or second. If you have it in your hand, you can use it from your hand. It is what it is. It's a must have at 3. So let's get these out the way. All right, let's get into the extra deck. Extra deck, I play 1 Lingeribo. This card right here is pretty good. I mean, you could sit on this to stop, you know, evenly match, but I don't think you would just want to use this for evenly match. You most likely use this to get one of your Maliss names in the grave, and then you use the Bestial to banish it, and then continue your plays from there. Either you go into You could go into a bigger Maliss, or you could go into the what's the other card, Splash Mage, and then continue comboing off from there. So depending on, you know, what flavor you want, but it is what it is. One Link Spider, you use this for the nib tokens basically, and then you just combo off from there. Link that off into a nib token, and if you have a bestial, you bestial banish one that you didn't, a name that you didn't use, or you could use a field spell and then banish one of your big links to banish it, and then pay 9, bring it back, and then you could go into a firewall. So you could use a Link 3 and Link 1 and go into the firewall after you make your plays or whatever. So it is what it is. I mean, it's just, I think if they nib you, just a +1. As long as you have GWC, you're good. One Link Decoder. This right here is just basically to extend. You link this off, and then if you go into a 2300 or more attack monster, you just bring it back. Extra body. One IP Masquerena. One Lizardos. IP is really for the Lancia play. If you get Lancia, you just special Unicorn Search Birth. Normal summon out one of your Maliss monsters, and then go into IP, and then bring back the Unicorn, and then, you know, you have a Unicorn interaction, and you have a SP banish. So that's just it for the Lancia play. And then one Haggard Lizardos. This is basically just an extender. One Splash Mage. So when you get nibbed, I mean, you just, like I said, you just link it off into the Link Spider, and then you banish a name, and then you get it back, and you go into Splash Mage, full combo from there. One SP Little Knight. SP is SP. I mean, it's an extender in this deck. You can banish one of your big names, bring it back out. That's an extra Link 3, and, you know, you just full combo into a firewall, or you go into the Link 5 firewall. Whatever you want to do. This deck gives you many options. The Red Ransom, basically, you search for a field spell, and you also banish it, and it comes back, and you also banish another name. So this is like the extender of the deck. White Binder, this is the heart of the deck right here. This right here could crush your opponent, depending on what decks you're playing against. This right here, you can banish your own cards or your opponent's cards, and you also can set the GWC. And once that card is set, if they try and nib you for whatever reason, I mean, during your plays, you just use the GWC to banish it, and then it comes back, and you just link that off. Like I said, link that Link Spider off, and then go into a firewall by using these 2 bodies, and you Gucci. But you don't even have to use GWC. Like, just let it resolve, and then, you know, use the Splash Mage to link climb back up into something else. Also, this card right here is super, super crazy. The effect to just banish itself and gain double attack, also to non-target banish by shuffling one of your banished Maliss cards back into the deck, is super, super crazy. This card right here is like an OTK card by itself. This with what's the other card, access code, is very, very crazy. So this card right here under Shifter is really, really good. Your opponent might not make an optimal board, but if you just make this card alone and just every turn be able to banish something, it's really, really good. So access code, this card right here is the honorary Maliss card. Access code, you just make this, and then you banish either a White Binder, coming back, summon, draw 1, and then if you use your Dormouse, this will have 29 and this will have 53. Use the effects to pop, and then you have a clear board, just attack for game. Very, very crazy. One Firewall Dragon, just to bounce cards, and then you have a Firewall Neo Tempest Terahertz. This card right here is crazy. Basically, you just send either a card from the extra deck to grave, a Cyburst from the extra deck to the graveyard, and then you could either have a spell trap negate, or you could just have a monster negate by targeting, or anything on the field, I think face up. You just send this, and then you just target it, and also this card could just attack twice or 3 times, depending on the attributes that you send or whatever. But this card right here is just a game breaker right here. You end on this card, you are 10 steps ahead, and your opponent will not be able to deal with whatever you're doing with. Also, plus your follow-up with the banishes and the Maliss traps, it's just GG from there. If you could get that GWC set with White Binder and Grave, it doesn't really matter what else happens. Unless they have a Ghost Bell for the trap, you're just ahead of the game. It don't really matter. So let's get into the side deck. Side deck, we play 3 Parelia. Parelia is okay this format. I mean, people say it's broken against Raizu. I mean, it is, but they aren't going to really try and give you that many draws. I mean, it is what it is, but it's good to have depending on, you know, what you're playing against. It's just an extra, you know, extra pressure to put up. I mean, if you draw this and for Wallows, it should, you know, both should be able to resolve, or if one resolves, you should be okay. One Lancia for the mirror match. Lancia is broken. If this card resolves, I mean, it's almost a turn skip. I mean, I played on DB earlier on my live stream. Check out my live streams every Saturday. Saturday morning. The Lancia, once it resolves, it's almost like a turn skip, but I mean, it doesn't hurt that much depending on the kind of hand that you draw, but they have to kill you on the follow-up. If they don't kill you on the follow-up, you'll be able to play. But this is basically for the mirror match. I don't play cross-out. I don't think cross-out is that needed. I mean, you should be able to push and do so many things with this deck that cross-out shouldn't be needed. One card shouldn't be able to stop you with this deck. I mean, you can play with 3 hand traps. Like, I played against a money match where I played against 2 Villers and an Imperm, and it's like, it was super, super crazy against like Tempai. Shout out to that guy. But Lancia, I mean, you just need it for the mirror match, just in case. 1 call by the grave for the Lancia. You hit the Lancia, you should be able to play. Or if you have like, your opponent has a ghost spell or something like that, just call by it. Or if your opponent tries to beast you or something, and in their grave, you just call by it and use it as a defensive card. You know, it is what it is. Also, I played 2 Ultimate Slayer. I just made this change yesterday because I played the Aggregator and the Fusion card. I mean, going second, this is okay. I mean, but you're playing against YUGIOH, which is like one of the, if not the best deck in the format. So you want to play 1 Ultimate Slayer just to, you know, out the detonator and then use the Aggregator to negate the cross. So just 2 of those. And then I played 3 Triple Tactics Thrusts. I played 3 Thrusts just for the Ultimate Slayer or the Terraforming, you know, just to like extend, or the talents just to like take something or whatever. Basically, this is just like a game ender. If you could get this to resolve, you want to just end the game. You want to set a D barrier maybe and just end the game for like follow-up or whatever and just like crush your opponent. So if your opponent interacts with you in any way, like if they want to Lancia you and you're playing against YUGIOH, okay, we're going to set the D barrier. We're going to play. Like, it is what it is. Like, if you interact with me, I'm going to interact with you. Then on the follow-up, your Malice card should be able to kill them. So, I mean, the Mo Charmings, you should be able to draw. Then if they do anything else, I mean, you're going to thrust, or we're going to talents. We're going to look at the hand. Like, with this cash build, we're just going to punish our opponent for playing. I mean, they might try and kill us with like a Lancia or something like that. But if they don't have anything else, it's GG. Like, we're just going to punish them for playing, and then we're going to kill them on a follow-up. So, we played the 3 D-Bear and the 3 Thrust, 2 Ultimate Slayer, 3 Lancia, 1 Callby, and 3 Paria. And that's it for the 3rd place deck profile. I mean, I'm starting a new journey with this deck. I'm loving it. It's a very combo heavy deck. I haven't learned all the lines, but if you give this deck a try and you at least try with it, you should be able to freestyle with it and, you know, make a couple moves, win a couple games. But I'm gonna like get in depth with all the combos and like learn them like by heart, and I should be able to, you know, get that 1st place profile for y'all, and also, you know, win a YCS. So we're gonna start this journey. I'm gonna do more deck profiles on this deck, but I just wanted to update y'all on what I was doing and what I was playing as of right now. I am playing Kashtira mixed with the Malice a little bit, so, you know, I'm not letting y'all down with the Kashtira. You know, people say this is a Kashtira channel, which is very, very funny. I mean, I've been pushing that deck for a long time, but we playing Malice right now, and this is the reason why I'm playing the Cash Malice over the Striker Malice. But the Striker Malice is very, very good, don't get me wrong, but this is my deck profile, my 3rd place Kashtira Malice deck profile. So make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. This your boy YUGIOH. We out.